right one in. Fuck your muses and excuses, it's just win-win-win.
Chyna, how are you doing?
I'm beautiful. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. It's really a pleasure to have you for this interview. My first question is, what's up since this famous rap battle in the dining room? Can you remember it?
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. You know,
it's been a long time ago.
Yeah. It's a very long time. Yeah. Life has gotten very, very cool since then. So
okay, it marked your start in rap music, no?
Well, yeah, you know, because it was I wasn't even trying to really rap then. It was just, you know, me like playing around, you know, just like I was joking. Like I never even thought, like I always loved music and I always wanted to do something in music. Like ever since I was a little girl, like I have a picture of myself like holding a microphone at like 2 years old. Like, so like music has been my whole life. But, you know, that particular moment really like sparked something inside of me because it was just like, you could really do this. Like you could like, and I never even like considered it. It was one of those things where it was like, what? Me rap? Oh shit. You know, it was like, oh, okay. And then after that, I just went full force after that. I was like, nah, I have to do this. I have to do this. Okay. Everybody was like, you're so good. You should do it. And I was just like, you really think so? Hey, I think that's how most rappers come into fruition. I don't think they just like think that they're good. I think somebody actually like tells them they're good, and then they start realizing that maybe they should do it. So that was my start. And
now you did a long journey since this rap battle.
Oh yeah, it's definitely been an uphill battle. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely been a very, very long journey. But, you know, I'm grateful for everything, so.
Yeah. You have a beautiful life, you know. There is war in some countries, so I think we have to be thankful every day.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very, very, like, in tune with, like, my spirituality.
Yeah.
So I thank the Creator every day. Like, you know, it's so many people going through so many things in this world, you know. I try to be a light to everyone that I encounter just because of that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like I should be the reason somebody's life is harder.
Yeah, I share your opinion on this subject. And, you know, how we say it, you talked about your spirituality side. And I think it's something very interesting about you, because there's not a lot of rappers, male or females, that talk about these kind of topics. What is your relationship with your spirituality side?
Honestly, it's more so like, how can I say it? It's like I'm at peace. You know what I mean? I talk to my Creator. You know, I talk to God, and you know, we have conversations. You know, I talk just like I would to a friend, you know, and I keep the line of communication very open because I feel like everybody feels you have to do some like hum shama lama lama like ritual and stuff like that. And it's not true. Like, if you within your heart of hearts feel something, go with what you feel.
Yeah.
Don't go with what somebody puts in front of you because they tell you that this is right. If you have, like, for me, I have a connection with God. I talk to God because this is what I feel in my life journey. It's not because somebody else told me to do this. It's not because, you know, I grew up this way or, you know, I was orchestrated this way. No, it's because what I genuinely feel. And I think a lot of people, you know, they run away from what they actually feel. They don't actually know what they feel within their heart of hearts. Like, I just want everybody to get real with themselves. And everybody's not good and everybody's not bad. So, you know.
Yeah, totally.
I think there's a very, like, it's not black and white, you know? Like, it's very, very, it's a lot of gray area when it comes to, like, spirituality. I feel like it's more so a personal soul journey. I don't feel like it's more like, these group of people can be this. These group of people can be this. Like, I feel like that's too limiting.
Yeah, I agree. You call yourself a divine lyricist. Explain to me what it means.
The divine lyricist. My music. I feel like I have a message, but I don't feel like my message is like the normal message. Like, I don't feel like I said, I take from my soul. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what my soul has to offer, that's what I give off. I don't want to. My inspiration comes from within. Like, sometimes I might dream something. Sometimes I might feel something. Sometimes I might even smell something. And that's where a bar will come from. And I just, I'll take that and I'll write it down and then come back to it and expand on it. Divinity is very, like I said, it's very, very, very vast. You can't really, like, contain it in a box because it means something to everybody else. You know what I mean? Something different to everybody else. So me personally, I call myself that because that's where it comes from. My music comes from the divine. This is my gift. I have a divine gift to make music. Everybody doesn't have that gift. So yeah, the divine lyricist came from that.
Okay. Often when you listen to sounds that artists made a long time ago, you can love. But there, I found a sound you made 8 years ago, pull up, and I didn't love. Because, damn, you were already kicking crazy, Tell me about, we will talk about your journey in this interview, but tell me about the evolution of your music. How was it changed over the years?
Personally, I feel like my music has changed due to where I was in life. Pull Up came when I was partying. Like, I was outside partying every day. I was literally, like, in the, like, trenches of, like, party life. Like, I was having a ball. Like, I can't really, like, say anything else on that other than, like, I was inspired by what I saw around me. Like, we were all partying. Like, I was enjoying my life. So I was making music that shows you that I was enjoying my life. Like, it wasn't really stuck to, like, I'm still not. Like, I'm not stuck to a genre. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people, like, they hear me over boom bap beats now, and they're like, oh my gosh, she's, like, dope and stuff. It's like, I have a bunch of different layers to me. Don't get used to me this way at all. Like, please don't, because I might go do something else. So, like, change with me as the artist. Like, I have core fans from day one that love Pull Up and they love From Hell to Chanel. You know what I mean? Like, they just love me as the artist. And I feel like when you have an artist, you should love them for what they evolve into. Like, if you only like a certain section of their music, that's okay too, because you can't tell people what to like. But, I feel like it's a to each his own type of situation. But I definitely feel like my old music still represents who I am. So I still love it, there's people that love it, there's people that don't. I don't care. But, I feel like it's all a part of me, so.
Okay. I have the feeling that for not so long, the doors have finally been open as they should be to female rappers. And we've been seeing it for 2 years. I think there are more and more. I'm thinking of you, Armani Caesar that I interviewed last year, Doja Cat, Ice Spice, Anisha, etc. They are all artists who have marked me this year and last year. It took time, unfortunately, but now you can finally show that you have had your place for a long time in this music, Tell me about it.
I feel like the women in this industry are making their mark because it's time. It's time. Like, everybody says, oh, there's not this type of female rapper, or there's not this type of female rapper. And I feel like a lot of times it's a bias because the female rapper that everybody's looking for has to have like this type of aesthetic, or, they just have to be what the male gaze is looking for, instead of looking for women artists for what they have to offer. Like, I really don't. Women are winning now because people are expanding their mindset. Like, they're opening their horizons to actually listening to what women have to say, instead of like closing it off because they think, oh, the only thing women are going to talk about is their genitals or something in that faction. I really truly am happy that I'm just happy that the palette is expanding.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. Chyna, I think it's the time to talk about a big album that you released. So you released your album entirely produced by 183rd, From Hell to Chanel. Explain to me the meaning of the title.
From Hell to Chanel is basically me telling my story from what I came from to where I'm going. Like, I happen to like Chanel. I like Chanel, and I know a lot of other women do, so they understand, like, when you go into Chanel and you buy something, it's like, ooh, yay, I got it. And that's just where I'm at in life. Ooh, yes, I finally got it. I finally achieved something in my life that I wanted to achieve. I finally got to a place in my life that I wanted to be. From hell, like, I've been through a lot of things in my life, so I went from going through a lot of things to actually reaching a place of, like, calmness, peace, like, luxury, like, just the life that I saw for myself. So that's what that title means.
I read in an interview for the Harvard Crimson that you said, all my projects have a concept to them. I attack them like chapters in a book. How do I want this chapter to look? So what images, what stories did you have in mind when creating this album? What chapter were you in?
Well, at that particular moment, I was in a very, very dark space in my life. So I wanted to portray that in a different way than I felt that has been portrayed in an album. I wanted to touch on the subjects that I felt that women need to speak on, that I didn't feel like were expanded on. I'm still not done because I have more to say, so look out for my next album. But I feel like this album nearly, like, it just grazed the surface. I feel like this album, this particular chapter, was just saying, I have something to say. I'm going to say it. And here's a little bit about me, so you don't, like, just write me off as, a sidekick, like, no, I'm actually a full-fledged artist. Like, respect my handle. So this chapter was definitely like me planting my flag, like, so okay. Definitely.
Tell me about this album and its realization.
So 183rd and I we had linked up, and he had sent me a couple of beats at first. It was like 3 beats he had sent me. He had sent me the beat for Entitled, and he sent me the beat for Matrimony. So those were the first 2 that I actually had started writing on this album. That and Judas Kiss. So Entitled, Matrimony, and Judas Kiss were the first 3. So I noticed, like, a common theme in this, like, in the songs that I was writing at that particular point in time. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to take this a step further and write more so along these themes, tying it together. So Entitled was just basically, about my friends not really being there for me the way I wanted them to be for me during my, my walk to get to where I'm at right now. And then them coming back after the fact, acting like everything was okay, like after I already got where I needed to get. And it's like, I wanted you a part of this. Like, it was more like a self-reflection type of thing. Like, I wanted you a part of this, and you weren't there. Like, that's not right. And then Judas Kiss was basically about people that I had sacrificed parts of my life for, and they didn't respect me. So I definitely wanted that part to be heard, because a lot of times we hear how, women are this, women are that, women don't do this, women don't do that. And, I wanted to show, like, no, women do this, and it's still not respected. So knock it off with that. And then, the album just started, like, literally having a mind of its own at that point. And then we just both kept hitting it hard. He kept sending me the better beats, and I'm just, like, going off, It just literally was like a spider web. Like, I was grasping, and, it just stuck. It was a very, very fun creation.
Yeah, so the collaboration with 183rd, how was it? You talk about it in your answer, but did you already knew him?
Yes. Did I know him? I knew of him because he had worked with Rome prior.
Okay.
So I had knowledge of who he was, but us working together kind of like, just sealed the deal. It just, like, once we decided to do this album, the relationship grew.
Okay. We talked about Rome. I discovered you on the song Matrimony in featuring with Rome Streetz, and I love this song. How did you meet with Rome? Because you know him since a long time. He's in the video of Pull Up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I saw him.
Rome is somebody that I've known forever. So, like, it's not like, for me, a lot of people, when they hear about Rome, they're like, oh, he's like this big rapper, and for me, that's like my best friend. So it's like, it's somebody that I've known for a long time. So I've known Rome for like 15 years now. So I can't really, like, we've been like friends for forever. Like, I literally met him rapping. So it's like, I can't, so.
And can you bring things to each other in your music, or do you really do that everyone in their own corner?
Oh, both, because the thing is, he knows that I have a thing about, people saying that they wrote my music or whatever. So I don't even like taking ideas from him. I'm like so stubborn, it's not even funny. Like, he'll be like, yo, you should do this. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it because you told me to do it, and it's stubborn at times, but, I do it. But then, he'll do something and I'll be like, hey, you should change that. And he'll be like, oh, okay, like, I promise you. It's just the stubbornness in me. But, like, we do work on music a lot. Like, I hear all his music before it comes out. So I have front row seats to it. So, and vice versa. Like, he's been waiting for me to drop this project for like a year now. So he's just excited that I'm finally getting the recognition that I deserve. So our music dealings are very, very, very much so. They're intertwined, but we're definitely separate artists. Yeah. Like, he's Rome Streetz on his own accord, and I'm Chyna Streetz on my own accord. It's not a duo, it's not a group. So we're very much separate artists.
It's not a duo, it's not a group. But have you ever think about making a duo album one day? It could be so dope.
Okay, everybody's been asking me that question, so I'm going to answer it right now. Have I ever considered it? Absolutely. Am I going to do it at this current moment? No. Why? Because I have much more work on my own accord. Like, he has such a vast catalog already. So he's already established in what he's doing. I want to put a little bit more into myself before I go that route and do the collaboration album with him, because I feel like that'll be like a pinnacle. I feel like that'll be a staple when I'm ready to like put it down. I feel like that collaboration album may be my wave goodbye to the game.
Okay.
Maybe. Don't quote me
Okay.
on that.
It could be could be excellent. Like you see, I love records. I love vinyls. Is a vinyl from Hell to Chanel coming? Please.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. So you don't have a date or?
No, I don't have a current date right now, but I'm definitely putting it. I've already sent it off to start. So
Yeah. I waited so much. You can't imagine.
me too. So don't feel.
Great.
Me too.
You released an EP of 3 titles in February with On the Radar that I loved. Visions. The atmosphere of this EP is so great. Tell me about it.
Thank you. Visions, honestly, I wrote that in like 3 days.
Okay.
And I had the concept for it. They told me they wanted me to do the EP, and I was like, okay, I got this. I got the beats, and I just sat there for like a whole weekend. I like turned off all the TVs, I turned off all the radios and everything, and I just sat here, laid on the floor, and I just listened to the beats over and over and over again. And it was amazing. Like, I just was like, okay, I know what I want to say here. I know what I want to say here. I know what I want to say here. Realms was fun to make because it's braggy, Tulips, it was just more so about like people judging. And then Bliss was just more so like, hey, whatever, so.
Okay. Yeah,
that was definitely a fun creation.
Yeah, I really love the EP. I don't know, but every project that you release have a particular atmosphere, and it's so great, and that's why I would love to have your vinyls, because I think your music on record, it could be really lit,
Yeah, I feel that way too, because my music, I put my soul into my music. Like, I put my aura into my music. So that way when you listen to my music, you can feel me. Like, it feels like I'm there. And anybody that meets me, they always tell me I have like a very big spirit to me. Like, when I come around, it's like, it feels like a warm hug. So I like you to feel that in my music too. So hopefully, now that you've told me that, I feel a little bit better,
Great.
But, I definitely am glad that you guys could feel me. That's one of my goals. So
great.
definitely.
So, and I saw you a few days ago sharing a video on Instagram in which the artist Siditi, half of the Girl Code, talks about the business behind cleaning samples. And in this story, you said, I don't want any samples at all. Tell me about your opinion on the use of samples, and why did you share this story?
Okay, so here's my thing. I love samples. I love sampling. I love the art of it. I don't like the process of it, though. Like, the technical process that she was speaking on, sometimes it gets messy. It gets very, very messy, especially for artists. And sometimes as an artist, you're paying homage, and you may not know the actual business behind the sampling. Like, there's no, like, when you're creating just to create. But the business is still a business at the end of the day. So sometimes artists and business don't go hand to hand, but they have to go hand in hand. The problem with that is not a lot of artists know the business, so they just create, and then they wind up kicking themselves in the back later on by using the sample. Now, we all love the music that's created, but, sometimes getting in contact with an artist isn't that easy. You might want to sample their music, and then you go to try to contact the artist doesn't answer you, use the song blows up, now the artist wants to contact you. So it's a lot of things with that, and I personally, I just want to avoid all of that. Like, that's not to say I'll never use a sample, because I probably will, more than likely, but for my next project, I just want original beats. I just want them all original. I want all original beats. Like I said, that's not to say I might not use a sample because, you know, I'm a little different in the sense of like how I will go about things, but it makes it easier when there's no samples.
Okay, but are there any samples on from El channel? Yeah, okay, that's what I heard. But yeah, that this subject is really interesting because she talked about the way of cleaning samples, you know, and sometimes you have some songs that are so viral, you know, but there is a sample behind it. It was the case on, you know, the song Fast Car from Tracy Chapman. I love this song, and 1 or 2 years ago, a remix of this song was viral, and I saw nobody from my age, you know, Anthony, knew the original song from Tracy Chapman, and I think it can be a problem, you know.
It can be a problem, but the thing is, I feel like as long as you pay homage to the artist that you're sampling, it shouldn't be a problem. Like, if somebody wanted to sample my music and they acknowledged me, I wouldn't give them, me personally, I wouldn't give an artist a hard time. If you sample my stuff and you pay homage to me and say, yo, I love Chyna, like, I just want to use her voice on this record and this is that, I wouldn't give you a hard time behind it. That's just me because I love music. And I know how sometimes, like, you hearing something that somebody else could do could spark an idea inside of you. So, you know, I'm all about making music.
Okay.
I want to make money too, but, you know, I'm a musician first.
We talked about an artist just before the interview, Chyna. He's a Boston rapper. This guy did 10 years in jail from, I think he's 17 to 27 or something like that. And he says that it was the best experience of his life because it made him change completely, you know. That's crazy, but I know you did 6 years in prison. How did you take this experience?
That was the worst thing that ever happened to me. It was not a good experience. I personally hated it. If I could erase the fact that it even happened, I would. Like, it was so much time wasted. Like, I lost my youth behind that. Like, as a woman, you have a youth period in your life. You know what I mean? So me personally, I wish I could have, like, I personally wish that I could have done things a little bit differently. But, you know, life is life. You live and you learn, you know, and that's just that. Now, would I say that I learned lessons? Absolutely. But my whole life has been a walking lesson. So I can't really say that jail was one of those things, because honestly, jail was like one big episode of the Bad Girls Club, and I don't, know. So it was like, you know, for me, it wasn't a learning experience. It was more so like, how can I never come back to this place again?
Okay.
That was my whole thing. Like, how can I never come back to this place again?
I think it must be difficult to, you know, return to normal life after that, because you don't really have to how would say, you don't really have to have layers anymore, you know?
Well, I wouldn't say that it's hard to come back to natural life. I would definitely say that I wouldn't say it's hard, but it would be easier if you have people to help you transition back into life. Because when you're gone for such a long period of time, you don't really know, like, the playing field in the world. Like, the world changes every day.
Yeah.
So it's like to be gone for years at a time and try to, like, come back, you're not normal. Like, going to jail or prison, you're a different person. Like, you don't think like the average person. You don't maneuver like the average person. You become a different person. Your life is a little bit different. You look at the world a little bit differently. So to interact with people that haven't actually been in that predicament, they don't really understand like your way of life. They don't understand. So, you know, it kind of makes it hard to reintegrate. But if you have like a core like family or even friends, like I know everybody doesn't have the ideal family. So like if you just have, you know, your made up family, like people that genuinely love and care for you and want to see you do good in life, like if you have that to help you reintegrate into the world, I think you'll be fine.
Okay. Chyna, what is your favorite song from your discography?
Overall, ooh. Yeah.
It's difficult.
It is, because they all mean something to me at different times. I'm going to say right now, my favorite song is Siren's Lullaby.
Okay. Why this one?
Because it's fun.
Okay.
It's a fun song. It's upbeat. It's happy. It's fun. You know, it shows a different side of me. You know, it actually shows like, you know, a feminine side of my face. So I'm not saying the rest of my music doesn't, but, you know, it gives off a more playful side of my demeanor. So I like to show that too.
Okay. What can we expect for your future?
Don't expect anything, because you don't know which way I'm coming.
Okay.
but definitely look out for shows, tours. I'm in the midst of like putting everything together. There'll definitely be physicals. There'll definitely be vinyls. Definitely gonna get some merch going. You know, I just wanted to make everything perfect for you guys. I'm gonna be doing box sets as well, so hold tight. Trust me, I got it. It's getting packaged perfectly as we speak. I got you guys. I'm very particular about the way I do my art. So trust me, just like this project was good, the stuff that I'm about to put out for you is going to be even better. So you can enjoy it physically, I promise.
Great, let's go. You gotta come back to Paris. Really.
Oh yeah, I'll be there soon. I'll definitely be there soon. Probably within the next 6 months or so. So
oh, great.
Look out for that.
Yeah, we gotta link up.
Yes, definitely, definitely we have to.
Yeah, let's go. Chyna, I leave you the final word of this interview.
Okay. Everybody be nice to everybody else. There's a lot of craziness going on outside, so just be nice to somebody. Give people hugs. People need hugs. Be nice. The world is crazy. Show more love. Don't be hateful. At the end of the day, you know, we're all human. We all bleed. So just be nice to somebody. Show love.
Let's go.
That's what I have.
Thank you very much, Chyna. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Of course, same. Thank you so much for having me.